Hello, classmates. Good morning, Dr. Quijano. Today, we are going to talk about other characteristics of an individual with mental retardation. Individuals with mental retardation learn no differently than individuals with normal development. Differences are more likely to be found in the rate of skill acquisition, ability, and language development. Learning characteristics. One characteristic that is essential for efficient learning, mastery of new skills, and use of learned content or skills is the ability to attend to relevant stimuli in the learning environment. Efficient learning requires the ability to discriminate among various available stimuli, as well as to attend to a task long enough to acquire skill, practice its proper usage, and place it into one's repertoire of available responses or memory. Persons with mental retardation, when compared to their normally developing age mates, typically exhibit inefficient learning without direct instruction. Attention. The concept of attention can be broken down into three components. Number 1, attention span, the length of time on task. Number 2, focus, the inhibition of distracting or incidental stimuli. And number 3, selective attention, the discrimination of important stimulus characteristics. Many individuals with mental retardation have trouble attending to relevant cues while performing tasks. They do not appear to differentiate the more significant aspects of the situation from those that are less useful. They have a narrower breadth of attention, and they do not simultaneously attend to as many dimensions of a given task as individuals with normal development, typically requiring more frequent and lengthier opportunities to practice a task before they demonstrate mastery. Memory. They often perform poorly on non-serial short-term memory tasks, such as memorizing numbers out of rote order. This problem occurs because their use of strategies is limited. Example, they may lack spontaneous rehearsal techniques and therefore will not practice unless they are specifically directed to do so. Given lists of words or pictures to recall, individuals with mental retardation do not appear to cluster items according to recognizable categories. They have trouble recognizing recurring patterns or redundancy stimuli. They retain less information in sensory storage and iconic memory, memory involving symbolic images that have apparent meaning, such as arrow up for up and arrow down for down. And they are slower to transfer information from sensory to short-term memory. Generalization and transfer. The ability to generalize or transfer recently learned training skills to new situations is another problem area for a person with mental retardation, and training in this area is an important part of their educational programs. In programs for individuals with moderate and severe mental retardation, it is not unusual to require the pupil to demonstrate mastery of skill. Number 1, in reaction to or in the presence of at least 3 different persons. Number 2, in at least 3 different natural settings. Number 3, in response to at least 3 different set of instructional materials. And number 4, in response to at least 3 different appropriate language cues. Language. A language deficit is very often a criterion for mental retardation. Most researches suggest that children with mental retardation develop language at a slower rate, but in a similar manner to children who are developing normally. Children with mental retardation are often delayed in such areas as: number 1, sentence length; 2, sentence complexity; 3, speech sound discrimination; number 4, percentage of nouns in the vocabulary. Delays may be caused in part by delayed development of the prerequisite cognitive structures required for meaningful communication. A higher incidence of voice and articulation defects is found among individuals with mental retardation than their age peers, in part because of delays in motor development. Speech and language problems are the most frequent secondary handicapping conditions identified within the classification of mild mental retardation. Persons with Down syndrome tend to have concomitant oral cavity disabilities such as enlarged or protruding tongue, which cause both breathing and articulation problems. Due to sub-average intellectual functioning, persons with mental retardation are likely to be slower in reaching levels of academic achievement equal to their peers. Reading. Studies have suggested that they will read below mental age expectancy. With intensive instruction, reading age begins to exceed mental age. And no definite conclusions on best method. Some support for phonic method. Arithmetic. In reasoning, significantly behind mental age peers. Teaching arithmetic by applying it to work situations made significant increase. Hi, my name is Cara Cultura. My painter told me to tell you how grateful she is. And we hope you enjoyed and learned something from our little presentation. It's bye-bye time for me, but don't go away. Joanne is going to talk more about learning and language characteristics of children with mental retardation. So here she is.